songwriting just kind of happens, and I quite often feel a bit like a sleepwalker who's just woken up when I finish writing a song, because it's like I sort of know that I've done something, but I can't really remember the process of doing it. And here's the thing, I feel like I could probably sit down and examine the process more closely, but I'm worried that in much the same way that you kill a frog by dissecting it, that in doing so I would lose something from the process. And in fact, I mean, to be more specific, actually I think the reason why a lot of bands kind of go crap on their second or third records, right, is because when you're writing your first record, no one's paying attention. If you suddenly find yourself under a spotlight, if you give in to that spotlight and get on the other side of it, start trying to examine what it was that made you popular in the first place, or what it was that people expect from your songwriting and all that kind of thing, then with a few exceptions, which I mean I suppose you could say probably is what makes a great artist, it generally kills the vibe, because you start trying to second guess what it is you should be doing. And you know, the arts generally, but particularly rock and roll, is about glorious abandon. Do you know what I mean? It's about that moment where you let go and you just kind of let it all hang out. And that's its strength. It's like, you know, that's why I never like prog rock. Sorry, I've gone completely off target now.
No, you're very interesting, so you just carry on.
The thing about prog rock was that kind of attempt to kind of intellectualise rock and roll. It was an attempt to say, we can, with the tools that have been presented to us by the Beatles and Rolling Stones, make music that is the intellectual equal of Puccini or whatever. And it's like, you fucking totally missed the point. You know, good for Puccini, and it's great that that music exists and it's out there, but that's not the function of rock and roll. The function of rock and roll is it's about drinking, dancing, kissing pretty girls, staying up late. You know, that's what rock and roll's about. And good for it. Do you know what I mean? Thumbs up. I think if I could impart any message, it would be not to listen to anybody else telling you what to do. Do you know what I mean? I mean, which is both a personality thing and in terms of my politics, being a sort of anarchisty type. You know, so great compliment. I like to describe my shows as being celebrations. They're a party and everyone's invited. My job tonight, to take an example, I'm a professional entertainer and I'm proud of that tag. There are a lot of musicians who get bummed out if you call them an entertainer. They're like, oh, I'm just fucking entertainer. And it's like, what do you mean, not just? To me, entertainer is a considerably more noble profession than artist. This is the thing, if I had to describe what my job is tonight, my job is to make sure that every person who pays to get into the show leaves with a big smile on their face and say they had a great night.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry.
This is my missus.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Rose.
Nice to meet you.
I'm
Sam.
Nice to meet you. Oh God.
Sorry.
But yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's I want people to sing and dance and clap and enjoy and have a good time. And if people leave feeling kind of like they didn't get their money's worth, then I feel like I've let them down. I haven't done my job. My patience for bands who are up there and us is quite limited. Let's put it that way. But then I mean, it's funny because I spend a lot of my time. I spend most of my time hanging out with musicians who have a similar kind of approach to me. I mean, like Franz, who's playing tonight, for example. I think we come from a very similar kind of angle in regards to the whole music and entertainment and art and everything we've been talking about, you know. And he's a fan. You've got to check his set. He's amazing. I choose my own supports quite carefully, so they've at least got my thumbs up. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you had interesting support last time we saw you. You had a guy, Dive, because we've interviewed them.
And then Ed Harcourt.
Yeah, that's right. He was up the top. We've not interviewed him.
He is a crazy person. He's a lovely, lovely dude, but he's out of his mind.
That was the impression we got. It was actually. On both counts.
I'm going to tell an Ed Harcourt story now. On the first night of that tour, he, in fairness, he said to me, "Please don't give me whiskey because it does funny things to me." And I was like, yeah, whatever, man. And I mean, I'm an incorrigible whiskey drinker, so I was just shooting some Jameson. And I gave him some. Maybe we should do a couple of shots as well. Later that night, it was after the show. We were all sat in a bar.
Medicinal for you.
Yeah, we were all sat in a bar together, and it was packed with kind of, you know, the beautiful and the damned and lots of hipsters and all this kind of thing. And we sat at this table, full of kind of beers and glasses and stuff. And he suddenly just cleared all the glass off the table, stood up, flipped the table and went, "These people are all fucking cunts." And it was just like, oh my god. And like, he was just like, "You're all arsehole, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." Stormed out of the room. My bass player went to try and grab him and he bit him on the chest and then ran off down the street laughing.
He had the air about him when he was on stage.
The next day,
he really did.
The next day he was like, "I told you not to give me whiskey." And I was like, fair enough, man. Yeah, my bad. In a way, all I want to achieve in my career is to be a professional travelling musician, and so in a way I've achieved everything I want to achieve already, and my only hope is that I continue to be this for as long as possible.
I get a sense of a great comfort in values.
Is
that right?
My mother's father was a priest, and he was a good man. And you know, it's kind of funny because I've just released a record that's kind of a concept album about atheism, but which I have to say, not consciously but probably subconsciously, I waited to write until he passed away because I wouldn't have wanted to kind of upset him essentially. But he was a very kind of steady and wise man, and certainly somebody who kind of I look up to in life.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way, right? So the 4 guys in the band who I play with, who they're not here today, but in fact we're meeting up again tomorrow.
And they're the Dive band.
Yeah, 3 of them are, and then Matt as well. Yeah. But anyway, we've done a lot of touring together, and everybody has tour nicknames for each other. You know? And they've generally kind of their origins are kind of lost in time. You know, Matt's name's the Turk, Ben's name's the Asmodi. Everyone's got their own things, but their nickname for me is the Product. The product.
Just in case.
The product would like another beer. I'm like, fuck you, man. Stop calling me the product. And they're like, the product is angry.
But you're in one of Dive's videos, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
You're one of the rejected singers.
Yeah. They took enormous joy in putting that in.
Yeah, but you seem to find it funny as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you can see why we kind of worship you in a way.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, but we're allowed to.
Okay.
Well. And that's part of our role.
But then take the songs I write and sing them for yourself is how I would choose to put it. You know, that's one of the things one of the reasons I use the word folk music on occasion to describe what I do isn't just because it's supposed to be community music, although it is that too. The fact that it's supposed to be music not just for angry kind of 18 to 21-year-olds wearing skinny jeans and against me t-shirts, but also because. I just love it. My mum called me the other day and said she was walking down Winchester High Street and there was a busker playing one of my songs on guitar.
Oh, really?
That's fucking great, you know. And for me, one of the things I like about folk music is the non-proprietal nature of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you write a song and it goes out there and it ceases to be your property. And quite often I get sort of kids that like email me and be like, "Is it okay if I cover one of your songs?" And I'm like, "Why the fuck are you asking? Do it. Cover it, change it, write another verse of lyrics, scrap the bit you don't like, and pretend you wrote it." Do you know what I mean? That's what fucking folk music means to me. And you know, so I mean, I enjoy writing my songs and playing them out and everything like that. But I play loads of covers and pretend I wrote them. No, I don't really. But you know.
You don't need to, do you? But, you know, I'd be quite surprised if you did.
No, but you know, I play a lot of covers because I love enjoying other people's songs. You know, and I really hope that lots of other people will go out. And certainly, I know like my friend Chuck plays some of my songs. Chuck Reagan plays some of my songs out here and there, and that's awesome. That's fucking great. That's how it should be. You know, it shouldn't just be these are my songs and no one else is allowed to have them. So enjoy them. And quite often people go, "Please don't ever stop what you do," and I say, "Try and fucking stop me, man." So.
But do you think you could? So we're not really interested in your stop reply.
I don't know. I've no idea. I've no desire to. I'm enjoying myself.
But what you said earlier about the words and stuff going on in your head, it's like you've got another language, a musical language, where you're instantly taking your daily experiences and then I
wouldn't say it was another language, but it's certainly a habit. I mean, you know, it's a bit like cracking your knuckles in a way, but it's just, I spend my time just kicking words around. I was doing an American tour recently that was fly-ins, so like basically like every day you get up, you fly, when you arrive you get a hire car, you do the show, you stay in a hotel, go to the airport.
Sounds knackering.
Actually, to be honest, I find it more relaxing than some other types of touring, but anyway, but it means you have a different hire car every day, and we were giving them, it was just me and my American tour manager, Jimmy, we were giving the cars different names, so we had a Camaro that was called Cammy, and we had a Mitsubishi that was called Mitzi, and we had an Impala that was called Paula, and all this kind of shit, right? And then Jimmy was, we were driving, hold on, let me get this right, we were driving in the Camaro, having had the Mitsubishi there before, and Jimmy was kind of like, "Yeah, I think I like Cammy. I think I like Cammy more than I like Mitzi." And I said to him, "Man, you're just fucking stoked on your mistress and you're forgetting your wife." Do you know what I mean? And then this is now kind of turning into this country song where it's like, "Cammy is my mistress, Mitzi's just my wife." And it's now turning into a kind of country song about infidelity, but it's actually about the different braking systems in hire cars in American airport. I love Philip Larkin, by the way. He's like my favourite poet.
Is he? Yeah.
Fucking love Philip Larkin.
Yeah, he's got a strong resonance. Do you guys need some time?
I've got bits and bobs to be getting on with.
We don't want to miss any of the other acts.
Yeah, you know what? You should catch Ben. Also, we haven't talked about Ben yet. Ben Marwood is amazing. He's a very good friend of mine. He's from Reading. He's playing first up, and you need to catch a set.